Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MSP Initiative Live. And today we are very live here in Jersey City, New Jersey at the Build It conference hosted by IT by Design. How you doing today, Ken? How's Boston, buddy?
Hanging in there. A little disclaimer. If I get disconnected, I will be on my phone. Little internet issues here in Boston with Comcast outages going off and on, but we're good right now. So if I do get disconnected, I will jump back in.
Yeah, 100%. No worries. You know, the magic of the internet, right?
That's right.
Exactly. So for anyone that follows us, you know that we are getting ready for another Channel Strong tour. So a little bit of housekeeping before we get started today. If you go to mspinitiative.com, that's mspinitiative.com under Channel Strong, you'll see we'll be headed to the Southwest, California, Vegas, Utah, Phoenix, Denver. So if you're in any one of those areas, we'd love you to come out, hang out, talk shop, grab a beer, grab a sandwich, enjoy, right? So, you know, no planes, no trains, just literally jump in your car or an Uber and come on down. The other thing that's worth mentioning is on mspinitiative.com is sessions. That's where a list of all of these sessions are recorded. You can go back, rewind, fast forward, and all of that's online 24 hours a day. The session usually gets posted later on after we're done recording. And then lastly is our monthly giveaway. 10 vendors throw some prizes into the pot. All you have to do is go to mspinitiative.com under giveaway and throw your name in the hat. No purchase necessary. You might be a lucky winner, but you must play to win. So I think that's all of my normal announcements. What's happening this weekend? I mean, obviously, other than this conference behind me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, we always talk about the conferences that have been added. So, you know, I'd like to know from you, you know, how's that conference going? What's it been like? How's the atmosphere? What's the attendance like? You know, those type of questions that you usually ask of me.
Yeah.
You know, so from that standpoint, what's your take on Build It?
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's not quite 2019 just yet. But it's definitely in the conversation of that. It's nice to see people actually communicating. They give everybody these like little color-coded wristbands where it's like, hey, you know, red, don't talk to me, yellow, cautious, green, go all in, right? So they have the whole wristband thing. I mean, obviously everybody's like in their own zone, whether they're wearing masks or not is up to them. There's no requirement here at this point in New Jersey. So far it's just a lot of the conference is yet to unfold, right? Last night, yesterday afternoon, evening, they kind of kicked the conference off. Obviously, a lot of interactions, a lot of people talking. They have like a little pier next door here. We're right on the water here in Jersey City. Like New York City is your backdrop. So it's a cool scene, cool vibe. They kind of had like dinner outside on this pier next door to the hotel here, where you can kind of see the Hudson and, you know, kind of, you know, see what's happening, have a cool, you know, breeze and grab some food and what have you. But yeah, no, I mean, the conference is largely kicking off today. This is where all the meet's happening. A lot of breakout sessions. The big draw is tomorrow. For anyone that's ever heard of Gary V, he's big in the social media world. Gary Vaynerchuk, probably messed up his name, but that's the big draw. That's like the headline kind of speaker for tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm a big Gary V fan. Being from the Northeast, we kind of talk the same way, vibe the same way, kind of thing.
He stands for the wrong team, though.
Yeah, he's a Jets fan.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I say wrong, I mean wrong on so many levels.
Yes. So he's a Jets fan. I think he pretty much said that the only reason he started all his companies because he wanted to buy the Jets.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's a sound investment, but that's his plan. But like the guy, high energy, high power. Absolutely think, you know, he's going to be a great draw, a great presentation. He always is. I'm gonna see if I can sneak and live record that one if I'm allowed. Because he's always a great show, to be honest. So I'm kind of excited for that. And then tonight is actually pretty cool as well. Tonight we are doing dinner on Liberty Island. That's
Nice.
right, Statue of Liberty. Has anyone gone? I mean, last time I went, it was a school field trip, and it's been quite some time. But kind of cool, right? Dinner on Liberty Island. We actually have to get bussed to the ferry, and then we have to get ferried over, and then obviously TSA is in charge of that transportation. So I'm very excited about that.
So you're not going. You're not going to go.
Yeah, I'm not going to go. Yeah, I've done with TSA. Yeah, I think generally speaking, I would agree with you. But yeah, so that's kind of cool tonight. Tonight's Liberty Island, and quite frankly, that's kind of a big part of the conference as well. So lots of cool things.
You missed my reference, right? That was me putting on the rubber
Hey, Bob,
glove.
come on over, join me, Bob. Take a seat, get comfortable.
Uh-oh, watch out.
Look at this special guest, Mr. Bob Coppin.
Oh, good Lord.
I always wanted to be on TV.
There you go. There you go. So we've had some very interesting characters join us here.
You can't get any more interested than Bob Coffey.
Exactly. Exactly right.
Yeah, look. Oh, look, it's in color.
He's on TV.
It's in color.
Yes.
Great.
Yes. I mean, how often you get to have Bob in person? I mean, you had him on the tour last time. I missed out on that. So now I get to spend some quality time here at the conference.
That's why we drove to him.
Exactly. Yeah, he was never coming to us.
Yeah,
exactly.
We had to go to Bob.
Exactly.
I had to obey the court order. You know.
Well, listen. It finally expired, so now you can be right next.
I know.
to
That's how I got here.
Yeah.
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 It wasn't so much the order expired, the ankle bracelet, the battery ran out.
Right. So, Bob, I was just asking George, and I know it's early, but so far, how's the conference going for you?
This is my first, and it's good conference. You could definitely tell from my perspective, the conversations I've had are, I hate to use this word, especially with me involved, the conversations are more mature. Yeah, mature-ish.
Right.
From the standpoint of, we already recognize the kind of things that we have to do, whether it be a cybersecurity adoptions or the like. Now it's a question of, okay, what's the best way to do it? As opposed to, with a lot of conversations, it's gee, do I have to take these steps? Do I have to do these things?
Right.
So from that aspect, it's good. And you have people like George here.
I'm sorry.
Good.
This guy should really do stand up, like on the side. Really, honestly.
He just asked me to stand over there.
Yeah, we're gonna do some stand-up comedy. Could you do it over there?
Yeah.
The guy always delivers. I can't say anything.
It's true. It's absolutely true. No, that's awesome. And that's what we want to see, right? I mean, I hate to use the word, I know George will put his quotations up, normal, but it's nice to see people out collaborating and just having the conversations, because we try to do it as much as possible on these type of Zoom and Teams and whatever else calls that we do. But it seems it's the truth. We've all said it before. You go in person and there's just things that you can't get when you're doing it through a screen.
Like I said, this is definitely a 2019-ish vibe where people are pretty much doing what you would think would happen at a trade show, just a little bit more unfettered, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, you first of all, you have the only people that are going to be here are the people who are comfortable being here.
Right.
So you've got that, and so you've got that issue, and you also have, there definitely seems to be a high level of respect for folks, from the standpoint of, I am going to take into account your comfort level and all of that kind of fun stuff. Yeah, and it's odd that when I walk up to people, you see them frantically trying to peel off their green band and put a red band on. I don't quite understand what the meaning is behind that, but
that one on each arm.
Yeah.
Hi, Bob. Hi, everybody else. Yeah.
At the last event, somebody did have because they did stickers on their badges, right?
Yeah.
The bracelet was your health check. So that was a different color, just to make sure that every day you did your health check to get into the event. But on the badge, they had the stickers, and someone had multiple colors. And I said, "What's that for?" She's like, "Well, there's certain people I may want to go to red for." So I'm like, okay, I get it. But the the thing that you said too about that the respect level, right? Like understanding where people's heads are at. This just came up. We had a company-wide discussion around that very subject about, you know, what are people's comfort levels with hugging, shaking hands, bumping. And the funny thing is, it's like before COVID, this was a thing. Not everybody wants to be hugged, right? We know that we have friends that don't even want the handshake because they're, you know, they're going to give you the fist bump. So it took COVID for us to start to look at this and respect it just a bit more. And I'm a hugger. You know that, Bob. I'm a hugger. So I definitely, sorry, Bob. Sorry about that. But you know that for me, I even said, you know what, you're right. I think I have to take it a step further and kind of just say, hey, man, I don't know if you're a hugger. I'm a hugger first before you kind of go in for that hug and make me feel all uncomfortable.
And that's a good point, because there's a lot of things that were done out of necessity that will be carryovers.
Yep.
I absolutely think, you know, you talk about the virtual versus the on-prem event or experience. There's no question whatsoever. A lot of people can attend virtual events that can't attend on-premise. It's always been the case. It always will be the case. So I think you're going to have a lot of organizations who are still going to have virtual events for those people. I can't send every tech I would like to these conferences. So I think that there's definitely a point for that. And like when it got to the hotel basically said, we're not going to come in and clean your room every day. Let us know if you need it. That ain't going away, because hotels are saving a ton of money and most of us don't really care that much.
Right.
You know,
right.
So you're going to see a lot of, as well as the work from anywhere options and all of that kind of fun. You're going to see a lot of carryover. And I'm not a hugger, you know, to be blunt. And it's one where I tolerated a lot more hugs in my day than I will probably moving forward in the future. You know, Ken, you're special to me. Always have been, always will.
Yeah, thanks. I know the contract states you still have to say that, so just keep.
It does. It does. Thankfully, I don't have to say it musically anymore, because that was
right. I did like the musically part, but you know.
Yeah.
And when Bob says back in his day, that was before electricity, so he couldn't see the hugs coming.
Right. No, it was hugging in the dark, as we used to.
Oh boy, that's going down a whole other.
Like I said, Bob always delivers. Forget UPS. I mean, he has his own. He has his own lane on the highway.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have a brown outfit. He just shows up.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Well, Bob, appreciate you stopping by, buddy. All right, back. All good.
Bye, Bob.
So we're gonna have some other special guests as they walk by, but lots of people here, Ken. I mean, it's actually.
Did you see this typical of what the heck is going on my screens? Something interesting. Did you see this latest Exchange vulnerability, this Proxy Token thing?
No, what? I missed it. What's it all about?
Oh yeah. So Proxy Token is basically a vulnerability that can modify Exchange server configs.
Wow.
So so you think back, so proxy shell vulnerability wasn't enough reason for these system admins to apply the Exchange security update. This one is going to probably be the one. It's called Proxy Token. The vulnerability allows a remote attacker to bypass authentication and make changes to an Exchange email server's backend configuration. Think about that for a second.
Wow. I mean, so this is this strictly self-hosted on-prem, or is this also 365?
Yes. This is another attack on-prem that is going to, I mean, listen, it's in some ways it's good, right? Because you're like, okay, people, wake up, it's time. You should be finding every possible reason to get away from these on-prem servers. But this one's a big one, and it's definitely worded properly, right? If the proxy shell vulnerability wasn't enough to get you to do the patching, this one should be.
Well, I mean, I think people are doing patching, but how much time do people have, to actually put this together?
Right, exactly. So it's a pretty big deal. Matt Lee actually texted me on this one and said, yep, I'm even putting the robe on and spending some time here on this one. Because I sent a note back saying, okay, it's time to get rid of these on-prem Exchange servers. And he's like, I'm right there with you. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I mean, the question is Microsoft just not doing the same amount of work to protect people who are doing premise-based version of their software versus the cloud? I mean, Is it the environment around the Exchange server, or is it Exchange itself? It sounds like it's Exchange itself.
We're, I mean, what would you think? Clearly, none of us would have an answer for that question, but I mean, if you're Microsoft and you're pushing for this cloud stuff, are you going to spend as much time?
I get
Yeah,
where
yeah,
their, I get what their focus is, but I'm just saying, like, don't they have a little?
Darren says, wonder if Microsoft wants people to move to
Of
365.
course, but like people still like they still bought the other thing, right? I get incentivizing them, but this is kind of like a stick, not a carrot, right?
Right, right. And I just got an invite from Joe Naples to go to Channel Strong in Denver. It's nice of them. I think I'll show up.
Okay, that's good. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. Hey, at least that means he's doing the inviting.
Exactly.
Shout out to Zoris for putting it out there.
Absolutely. Zoris is here.
Yeah,
Zoris is
yeah.
here. Maybe
You'll
we'll
have to, if you see some of them, you'll have to trip them and get them on here.
Yeah, absolutely. I will, for sure.
I heard Ian's there too.
I have not seen him yet, but I
think
wouldn't be
he's
surprised.
doing, I think he's presenting for them.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
I heard a rumor that Fred from Kaseya will be here in person today.
Yeah, I wonder how packed that room will be.
Yeah.
Not sure. I'm not sure if the Love in New Jersey will be there, but who knows? You never know. It's a mixed.
Can Love in New Jersey be in the same sentence?
Easy,
I mean,
boy, easy.
Saying.
And then
hard to get out.
Yeah. Any other speakers that you saw, like any from any of the other vendors that stand out that you think, oh wow, okay, I think I want to check this one out. I heard Huntress did a great one this morning.
Honestly, I haven't hit a lot of sessions. It's been coming over. That's fine. Come on over. I haven't been in a lot of sessions. So I'll be honest with you, but there are some really good, intriguing session titles. Take a seat. Join us.
Oh, Ken Patterson.
There you go.
Hi, Ken.
There you
What's
go.
up?
Next guest on the show.
That's right. That's right. Are
Yeah.
we live? Or are we going?
We're live.
We're live.
on the internet, man. Say
Just
hi.
no messing around.
Hi,
What's
crowd.
going on? This is James from Var Staffing. Sorry.
Call me
Adam.
Apollo too.
Apollo.
Hey, no, he did not. He did not. Did he?
He did that. Yes. Yeah. My fault.
It's all good.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good.
So I mean, I haven't had any. I haven't really attended any sessions. Have you?
No, not yet.
Yeah. No, but I mean, there's literally 5 sessions running per slot, right?
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah,
IT
course.
Nation-ish kind of
Right.
thing. So
Yeah.
you can pretty much learn about anything that you want. Obviously, vendors are putting on most of the content, but they're
Right.
obviously trying to push educational content, not necessarily the pitch, which is at least the idea, right?
Okay, so how about this? And James, you answer too. You know, what have you guys seen any new vendors that oh God, hi Tay Tay.
Let's bring the eye candy on here. So Ken, don't talk to me. Talk to them. So no, sorry.
Have you guys seen any new vendors that have something that looks like it could go somewhere? Or, you know, I know there's a lot of vendors there. Is there anything new or exciting that you guys saw that, you know, popped
Well,
up?
I don't know if I've run into a vendor here that I haven't seen before. I see Dark Cubed here, which
Yeah,
I've heard of, but this is the first time that I've seen them actually at an event.
Right.
They're over here in the corner, but mostly everybody else in the room
Normal crew.
we know, right? We've seen before. I guess the news that did come out today, see if we can have them on for the end of the show, was Password Boss acquiring, what's the name of the company?
Auto Elevate.
Auto Elevate.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
Right. So obviously that's Auto Elevate does kind of something like a threat locker-ish
Right.
type solution. I've never compared the two. I don't know what the difference is, but so now you have a password tool and, you know, this privilege management tool kind of, you know, smashed together a little bit.
Interesting. Not a bad mix.
Well, we actually are positioned right next to the PAX 8 booth, which is with Rex's team. So I guess
Yep.
the academy that you're calling it. So that's
Yep.
fairly new, but I'm sure you guys have talked about that many times.
I mean,
already, but,
well, when you go back there,
Yeah.
tell Rex to come over.
all
We'll
right.
have him talk a little bit
Yeah.
about
All right,
it.
let me go get Rex.
I
now.
appreciate
Hold on.
James is like, get me out of here.
You know, I try and give everybody a little bit of love, even though we're in New Jersey, which is hard, you know.
So that's an interesting announcement, right? Password Boss kind of new to the game and already making acquisitions. I mean, obviously the people from Password Boss have been around, but
Yep.
it's still a
David
new
Bellini of the
Yep.
Bellini Brothers Connect
Yep.
Live show, and obviously Adam Slutskin's in there.
Very,
And,
very accommodating people. We spent time in their space for your kickoff and had a great time in there. And they were very generous, letting us use the space and
yes, they were.
hanging out. So good people.
Yeah, great office, right? That's where all that ConnectWise growth happens.
Yeah, right. It's like you went back in a time capsule and you're witnessing, you were in a place of history.
100%, which is interesting because not that we really care, but apparently ConnectWise announced they're moving their offices to like downtown Tampa now.
Tampa, yeah, I saw that too. It is very interesting. And that was like a complex. I mean, it wasn't just one building, it was multiple.
Yeah, they had like 4 buildings, right?
Yeah.
And we're all kind of in the same area.
Yeah,
but now I guess they're going into the high rise.
Going to Tampa.
Well, I mean, PAX 8 has multiple buildings down. But I think he just ran out of room. I think that was the problem.
Yeah, yep. It's growing now. It's by acquisition, right? We have buildings all over the world after Resello.
Yeah, well, that's exciting, man.
Just
really,
yeah, it is really cool. So yeah, Rex and Academy team are there. Craig Donovan is there with Rex, and Craig basically a staple at PAX 8 for a number of different things that he brings to the table, and always ready to help partners out as well. Like,
yeah, I mean, Rex has been part of that kind of HTG, IT Nation for a long time. There's a lot of those people here. Actually, I have seen now multiple times Arlen Sorensen is actually here in person as well.
Nice.
So they definitely have that, that group in the mix here.
One of the best stories why I was bringing Craig up was we were at that the exchange event, however long now, it seems like months, but in San Antonio, and we're in one of the boardrooms, and it was Mark Menzies. Mark, he's from New York, and Mark's talking about PAX 8, there's a lot of growth. He's like, I remember like in the very beginning, I was working with this guy and he helped me out. He sat down, he popped open his laptop, did all this stuff, and he goes, and then the guy just rose up through the ranks, probably wouldn't even spend the time of day to talk to me anymore. And all of a sudden, Craig's behind him. He goes, Mark, that was me. And he turns around. He's like, are you serious? Gave him a big hug. It was one of the funniest moments. It was like we planned it, but you just couldn't plan it. It was so good. But just goes to show you, I'm like, no, he's moving up through the ranks, but he's still right here. He's still talking to everybody and helping out. It was one of the cool.
I think that's like we always talk about the community play.
Right.
Of the whole thing, right? Like that's kind of what really shakes itself out in the live events, right? I mean,
sure, yeah.
You could be super successful. You've sold your company, you started another, you sold that too, and you're still having a conversation in the hallway, right? I mean, that's
that's also, that's where you can separate the people who do and the people who don't from,
exactly.
Me and you having a conversation, and I think I'm too good. It's like, okay, Judge, I gotta go.
Where's that red wristband, right?
Yeah. Oh, I'm out.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's those are the things that, you're right. When you're in person, you can see when someone truly cares about, the community and cares about the folks and is diving right in. We say it all the time. Guy like Rob Ray, who will always take a minute and talk and dive in, just on social and in person. I hope that I'm that way. I know that you're that way, but we know that there are folks that are not that way, and it changes that dynamic for all of us, because we're all kind of in that realm of, hey, we should be able to walk up to anybody, say hello, and not have that type of issue.
And I think part of the reality is some people are outgoing, some people are shy, right? I mean,
well, shy is one thing. I agree with you, but there's also arrogant. There's there's the two sides of that. There are people who are just arrogant and think you're not worth my time. I need to go spend it with someone else. That's the stuff I'm talking about.
Totally understand.
Yeah.
Actually, there was another big announcement. IT by Design actually launched a kind of a platform at the conference. So basically, not just CSAT, because that's in there, but also employee recognition, kind of like they built a lot of, they kind of pulled 3 or 4 tools together.
Gamification type stuff.
Yeah. Hey, James, do me a favor. Can you grab that IT by Design thing on the table behind the laptop? It's like a little brochure. That's the one. There we go. Okay. No,
I've got a signal with him, but he's closing.
Business first. So this is what it's called, Team GPS. This is what IT by Design launched.
Interesting.
And so the main categories, if you're interested, client sentiment. Okay, tell me how you really feel. It's not simply enough to capture customer satisfaction ratings via individual tickets. You also need to gain insights on how customers view your relationship. So then they have employee sentiment, capturing employee sentiment through pulse surveys and net promoter surveys, benchmark key indicators. Then you have rewards and recognition. It's not just enough to give somebody a badge or a thumbs up, but truly create a positive work culture. So basically peer-to-peer recognition, contest gamifications, point-based monetary rewards. And then they have a section here called strategy, right? Set corporate targets, create goals to achieve your targets, cascade those goals down to every member in the organization. So as a company business plan, focus areas, goal setting. And lastly is performance management, a holistic approach to managing people. So basically automated performance cycles, simple system to allow managers to meet with employees regularly and provide continuous feedback, performance insights, and accountability. So
Interesting.
they even put up a little roadmap. I know it's probably hard to read, but they have a roadmap all the way to Q3 2020, 2022. So they launched this called Team GPS. I guess hit their website if you really want to learn more. But this was with their big announcement at the conference. And then they also have broken off what they call Build It University from the IT by Design main company to do more like peer groups and kind of level up your MSP type things. So
Interesting.
lots of moving announcements for the conference hosts here. But this was I think this was kind of the eyebrow raiser. I don't think anybody saw that they were going to roll out kind of like a SaaS solution. So that's the news from IT by Design.
I think right now, if you're not putting a platform in place, you're going to be left behind. I think that's what a lot of the companies, PAX 8 did it. A lot of companies are putting a platform out there because they know that's the next step. So it's a good move. Good move by them.
Totally get it. I mean, we don't have to go too far to see how that works, right? Electric, who is an MSP based here in New York, got a SaaS valuation, even though they're an MSP, because they built out their own automation, orchestration, and RMM platform and used that to grow the MSP. So, I mean, there's no question that that's where the money's going. By the way, Ken, speaking to a lot of people in the room, lot of money available on the street. I talked to one vendor, I'm not going to give the name. He said that in 1 week, he had 80 VC offers for investment. And so they literally were it's almost like they were interviewing for an employee. They were like cutting people out and crossing people off the list and really, deciding who was it making sense to work with versus not.
What's interesting about that is I'm getting a lot of paid for consultant view of vendors. So yesterday I got 4 of them, and 3 of them were around SaaS backup. The SaaS backup companies in this industry will pay you for your time. How much do you want? Like, they're not even telling me it's, hey, we're going to give you, $200 for your 1 hour of time or anything like that. They're saying to me, how much do you want? It's like, I don't have time. So I appreciate it. But when you see those, that's typical, right? These guys are going out and getting all their answers from people in the industry, paying them to come on and talk about all the things that we know, the things that we see, and then using that information to make their decisions.
100%. And quite frankly, there's so much money out there. If you want it, you can get it, but you're basically negotiating the fine print, more or less. How much are they going to be in your organization? Are there, do you agree on the targets that you have to hit, so on and so forth. So we also, but in the same conversation, interestingly, we talked about people who brought too much money in too fast, and then it kind of put them underwater, right? Because then they were never able to actually meet up to the expectations that came along with that.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And it's funny that we thought, again, we're not going to talk names here, but a lot of these companies that bought these up and coming companies that we thought, okay, well, the cash influx is going to be great for their development, and then no development happened. It's like, what is happening with that? You bring them in. The main reason is that development could change the game all around. and then there's no development happening.
No, there's largely a sentiment. I know our friend Darren that we talk to a lot says, hey, once the deal's done, it's like the NFL, right? Like they stop, they kind of take a break and no new stuff, and price goes up and 3-year contract, and all of a sudden this playbook comes in, and it seems counter to how the industry runs, kind of thing. So, I mean, it doesn't always happen that way, but it seems to be more than not, unfortunately.
Right. No, I agree. And so it's funny though, you mentioned it, and I hadn't even thought about it until you said it. And I'm like, oh wait, yeah, I got like 4 emails yesterday on, hey, we'll pay you to talk about these specific industry companies. What are your thoughts?
Well, the other kind of wrinkle or whisper down the lane, smoke to the fire, if you would, is we're hearing that between now, which is tomorrow, September 1st, let's say September, to the end of the year, that at least 4 acquisitions will be announced between now and the end of the year by the bigs. So I don't know what that are, but 4. Everybody seems to be pretty firm on that number. So who, what, where, when, we'll find out soon, I think.
Yeah, and again, listen, we know it's going to happen. We just hope that it's for the better good, right? Like we talked about. You're going to acquire a company, hopefully you turn it into something and help it, as opposed to acquiring it and then kind of nothing happens.
Don't do anything, let it sit. Yeah.
Right. It just doesn't help anybody. The partners are the ones who pay for that. They get nervous. Are you calling someone over?
Darren said, when has that happened?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a seat, man. Got a new guest in this part of the show. Welcome, Mr. Charlie Tomeo from Axion. How you doing, Charlie?
Good. He's just dragging everybody.
That's it.
That's right.
I'm like a correspondent here.
Charlie, you can't make eye contact with him. That's the deal. You just gotta look straight ahead. Don't make any eye contact with him.
He will chase you down. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Listen, look he's got me on here remotely. I can't even get away from him.
I like the jerseys in the back.
Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Hockey over here.
Listen, I got my fair share, George. I know you're mad because you're hold on.
I mean, listen, last time the Flyers won something, I wasn't even born.
Look I got this one.
Yeah. 100%.
You know where the Brady one is? The Brady one is Brendan's got the Brady one at college. He went back to school, so he's got that one.
100%. So Ken's been trying to get, I'm not there. He's a little bit missing out. It's like, how are things? How's the conference? What's the feel? What's your vibe?
Yeah, it's definitely good to be back, in person. And for me, it's not bad. It's one of the few shows I get to drive to, so I didn't have to go on a plane and go through all that. Still trying to figure that out. Not traveling for a while, but yeah, it's been good activity today. A lot of people just looking for solutions, right? Looking to figure out how do they take the next step in their evolution, kind of post-pandemic from their standpoint. As we all know, the MSPs have just gotten on with it, right? They don't have the luxury of staying home for 6 months like the rest of us.
100%.
They've been out there.
So we definitely have seen people here that are on the hunt for people who are selling too.
Yeah.
I've had 2 or 3 people who are like, I'm buying. Who tell me anyone that's looking to sell, and I'm like, just walk down the hallway and bump into people. She can add.
Yeah, it's definitely going around big time. I just met with someone yesterday doing the same thing, talking about selling off his MSP side, both sides of his business, but was asking about the MSP side. So see it quite a bit. Also had some good Axion plugs yesterday for you, Charlie. So good for you. Had a few people talking about switching. I won't name where they're switching from, but and you got a big plug from Mr. Corey Tapper in Lynn, Massachusetts, who already made a switch and is using you guys pretty extensively. So a lot of good stuff yesterday.
So all the rage in Axion land, right? Direct to cloud.
Yeah.
That's the new hot buzz term in Axion land. I was just talking to Charlie about it, a couple hours ago. Like, people are using that direct to cloud to actually back up workstations too, right? Like, imagine laptops that are moving around.
Right.
And sometimes that initial seeding takes, I think you said a month.
It
It
depends
could.
on, how they throttle it and what it looks like, but ultimately, you know how it is, Ken. I mean, our goal, at least since I've joined, is trying to figure out like how do we become, really easy to do business with. So make sure that it works for them and not just for us as the vendor, because we know that doesn't always work well for us.
No,
And,
that does not.
It's data protection is a lot more complicated of an issue, and it's definitely pain points for people. So we also have to make sure that price wise it works, right? Because it costs money to switch. So and it costs them money, right? It's not something they're passing on to somebody else. So that's
Wow.
something I think we've worked on.
Me and Ken talk about this pretty frequently, right? Whenever somebody shows up on one of the, I call it the keyboard warrior areas, right? The Reddits and the Discords and the Facebooks. And it's like, hey, listen, I get it. Nobody's perfect, right? Everybody could be better and the experience could always be, kind of fine tuned, right? But like, I'm switching tomorrow. The time investment to make a switch, that you're eating that, right? Like that's not a hidden cost. It's a real cost. You may not have calculated it, but it's a legitimate, like you're paying for it's either your time or your employee's time, right? So obviously we always say, don't just jump to switch, understand what's involved and make a business decision rather than an emotional.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, we all know that 90% of the time, those very same people that are saying that are looking for something, right? They're not going to make a switch, nor do they, even have a means to do so. But you're right. I mean, it should be all based around real problems, right? I mean, if you're looking for things to be perfect or, something goes wrong and they take care of it quick, then what's the problem? We know things are going to go wrong. It's about how they get handled that separates the good ones from the bad ones. And that's just a simple process that you just switch on to the MSP and usually works out just fine, right? Saying it's like practice what you preach. The MSPs will say that, but at the same time you say, wait a minute, if I was your customer and you made a mistake and I left you over that mistake, you'd be pretty angry. Well, how are you not applying that to the vendor? It's the same thing. Do the same things you expect from your customers, from your vendors, and things will be much easier.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, for being in the cybersecurity world for 20 years, I've certainly seen fair share of kind of worldwide breaches, everything from back in the day from the I love you virus, and honestly, there's a 2-week window. If they don't switch in 2 weeks, they almost never switch.
Right.
And it's because that pain is temporary. And then something else, unfortunately, in all of our lives, even personal lives, things come up, right? Things are just super complicated. So, at that point, and I think, certainly the goal for most of the people like you guys and the other vendors that I know in the industry is just to kind of be there, right? Be that trusted partner to know that, hey, we do make mistakes, right? We're not perfect, but it's what do you do when you're there? And I know I could call George on the weekends.
I answer.
And he answers.
He doesn't answer for me. No, I'm just
That's not true. Don't start. You absolutely.
Unfortunately, he may answer too much, Charlie. That's the problem.
Yeah, no, that's what my wife says.
No, you're right. But it's also education, right? I mean, if you're putting people in the mindset that nothing's going to go wrong, then you're already failed, right? You're setting yourself up for failure. You should be educating people and say, look, things are going to go wrong. We're in an industry where it can't. It's not a perfect world. We have so many things, like you said, attacks and whatever it may be. Plus, we're just talking about electronic devices. Electronics will have issues. So things are going to happen. But here's what we're going to do for you. We're going to always be there. George is going to be there on the weekend to answer a call. All these things, when those things are in place, it sets that precedent or that expectation. Okay, yes, you're right. You did say something could go wrong. Instead of saying, hey, we're up 100% of the time, nothing's going to happen. That's a red flag right there. That should be the first thing that you run from when someone says that.
Absolutely.
So appreciate you coming on, Charlie.
Yeah, good seeing you.
You got it.
Good seeing you.
Nice seeing you, Charlie.
Is Joe's trying to kill me?
He's good.
You just
He
knocked
didn't
Charlie
fall.
down?
He didn't
I
fall.
saw it. I saw the whole thing.
He's still good. He's still good.
Ken, you saw him push me. I don't know why.
I saw him push you. I don't know what happened.
That wasn't me. That wasn't me. This is recorded. Roll the tape. Roll the tape. Go backwards.
It's inconclusive. He was off the camera after you pushed him.
Right. Nobody saw that. The cameras didn't pick that up. So no, it's been, like I said, a lot of education happening, a lot of good conversation. Once again, I hear, these kind of informal conversations about people partnering up, which is always great.
Right.
And we're kind of hearing, I don't know if it's just because where we're at in the world, right? This Northeast kind of corridor, of the country, but people are a little bit more blunt here, like you want a real opinion, you get to get it.
Right.
Like they're not going to hold back, which is, I find that refreshing, but a lot of people don't like that stuff.
Oh, absolutely. It's like going for the no, right? I'd rather have someone tell me no than maybe, right? Same thing. I'd rather have someone tell me, directly, hey, I don't like this. I don't like you. Great. I don't have to waste any time in this conversation then. Nice talking to you. Yeah. It's 100% accurate.
100%
Why,
true.
why waste your time? You only have a certain amount of time every day and you want to spend it doing positive things that matter.
100%. So I forgot to mention that, we should have mentioned it in kind of the notes at the beginning of the show, but during Channel Strong, we talked about peer groups, talked about IT Design Build It. So we're going to be stopping by Taylor Business Group's big conference.
Yes, sir.
So you're like, what is the big conference? Well, so Taylor Business Group is a peer group. And what they did was they brought all their members together and kind of and also opened it up to more the broader MSP community, and like brought thought leaders in together, and obviously are still having their peer group meetings, but also opening it up to kind of learn what the best in class MSPs are doing, learn how they ultimately are maturing their businesses. It's actually in Scottsdale, right? Right outside of Scottsdale. So if you're in that area, or you think you might want to take a trip to the heat, come join.
It's a dry heat. It's a dry heat.
Come join us at Taylor Business Group's Big.
Well, and also, George, we're also going to be doing some raffles to allow some of you to actually be a part of the event itself. So
That's correct.
Make sure you guys come out. You'll have a little bit of fun with us, drinks, food, games, all of that. But on top of that, you're going to have an opportunity to get raffles into the actual event, which is priceless. If you can walk into this event and get some of the knowledge that these folks are talking about and doing. We have very many partners between George and I that we know that are already a part of this. This is how it kind of came about, is they were like, hey, you should come by and see this. And of course, the folks at Taylor Business Group are just great people, wanted us to be involved, really care about the community. So they said, yeah, let's do this together. So if you guys are in that Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tempe, it's all within an hour of each other. Come out and check it out.
Yep. This is the page for it, taylorbusinessgroup.com/big. And you can see they actually took an entire resort over to actually do this event, which is actually pretty cool. And hey, listen, it's in a state where things are open as well. So, some of the more
a lot of our friends are going to be there speaking. We have Rob Ray, we have Paul from Compliancy Group. You got Danny from Fret Locker. I mean, Huntress is there. So there's a lot of reasons to just be able to be there, try to get the raffle, and maybe see some of these guys speak as well.
Yeah, 100%. So kind of excited to stop by there and see how that works out. But man, two more weeks on the road. Ken, are you ready for that, man?
I am ready, and then I'm staying in Denver actually after that to connect with some of the PAX 8 folks that I haven't even met yet. So I'm going to put it out there and spend some time talking to some of the PAX 8 folks, getting ready. I also have a boot camp that was going to be in person, but it's now going to be virtual, that I'll probably be doing right from Denver, even though it doesn't matter because it's virtual.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not like you're hiring virtual. You don't even get to meet some of these people.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to say at least. There's a lot of folks on our team, and just in general, me, I like to spread the love through the whole company. So, I'll be reaching out to the sales teams and saying, hey, do you want to come out and have a chat for lunch or breakfast or whatever, and just have some conversations with the folks that haven't got to meet me in person and maybe never will again once they meet me.
Oh, let's be a little bit more positive.
Hey, we're talking about that. We're talking about our Northeast bluntness here. You know what I mean?
Positive, but you can be blunt, but positive.
Absolutely.
We're also going to hear we're also going to hear, I think, later on this week, how some of the conferences at the end of the year, if they're happening still. So I think there's kind of coming up to decision time on some of those. So it'll be interesting to see how the back end of the year. I saw one person on one of the Facebook groups say that the fall schedule is in jeopardy. I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that, but
That's the sky is falling mentality, and I just don't see that yet. I mean, the people that I spoke to were pretty adamant about IT Nation, DattoCon, like those ones, and those are the big, those are the biggies that we're looking at right now for the end of the year. And then, of course, Next Gen, which happens out in California, that could be maybe affected, but just because it's in Cali. But again, and DattoCon's in Seattle, so we know that there's a lot of things around it, but from a standpoint of it happening,
I think a lot of what we're waiting for is what happens from a state by state level, right? So we'll see. I mean, if something ends up going virtual, I mean, obviously it's not the same, right?
Right. No, we definitely can see that for sure. Obviously, if I was there in Jersey, it'd be a different vibe than us doing it this way, right?
Of course. I mean, it would be a completely different story. We'd be rolling out the speakers. We have like a DJ at the booth, cake. I mean, it get crazy. They told me that I was speaking of which. Hey Todd, you want to jump on? We're live.
Yeah, come say hi.
Hey, everybody, how y'all doing? Live from Build It Live 2021.
Look at him, he's ready. Todd's ready.
He's in full promoter mode.
He is in full promoter
I
mode.
only have one question. Ken, where the heck
Yes.
are you, buddy?
I know. I got Rex and Craig there. That was my the vibe. The team was set in place, and I actually thought I was going to be on the road. So didn't find out until last week. We tried to possibly piece it together, but because I'm going to be on the road so much, this was one I had to take off. But I wish I was there.
So when I put in the reservation for PAX 8, I asked for Beauty and the Beast. So they sent Beauty. Where's my Beast?
Are you saying that Craig and Rex are beauty?
All right, everybody. Hope to see you next year.
Thanks, Todd.
Back to the smart guy in the room.
Right. So that's the guy helping to keep everybody in line here at the conference. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Nice.
So yeah, again, we'll see how the back end of the year turns out, but I think that everybody's waiting for at this conference, Liberty Island tonight. I'm sure you see a lot of social media on there. Hopefully we can, we'll see what the rules are, because it's a federally run park, right? I mean, it's an island, and TSA, I'm still worried about that, but we'll see what the rules are. And then again, tomorrow is Gary V. So I'm still, honestly, that's kind of why I came. I'm a big Gary V fan. I really can't wait for that.
All about Gary V.
I mean, I know he's local-ish. He's from New York, but that guy, I know The Rock gets paid a lot to show up in person, way more than Gary V, but it's not exactly somebody you bump into on the street either.
Right. No, I mean, that's it would be interesting. But hey, remember, Eric from PAX 8's pretty good friends with him too. So maybe we could set something up.
Where's the hookup, man? Where's he at?
Eric's not there.
All right.
Eric's in Denver. So yeah. But we'll have to have we'll have to set up a little meeting, you know what I mean? Make something happen.
We'll have to go live in Denver, I think.
You got to get Gary V out to Denver though.
Wow. That's going to cost.
We'll see if see how close Eric really is. We get a little discount.
Yeah, sure. So back to this exchange thing that you brought up earlier. Is there a fix? This exchange vulnerability, this new one, is there a fix?
I believe there is a fix. Let me go back to that a second here. Hold on. Because I was going through and I just saw they were just talking about how it just got found, blah, blah, blah. The bug was fixed. So supposedly the July 2021 patch Tuesday security updates is a fix, but hold on. Nope, that was for the first one. So they're basically just talking about how these attacks are going to quickly escalate in a matter of days And now a new one popped up here. I'm just reading a couple of the articles, bouncing back and forth. A new one known as Lockfile is abusing exchange servers to encrypt corporate networks.
Just not sounding good.
No, it doesn't sound like there's a real fix for this yet either, and it's getting worse. So they're just basically changing it up on the fly as it goes.
On the flip, I just saw it on my feed. Windows 11 is going of general availability as of October 8th.
Right.
As in like a month and change.
Yeah, we asked on the group Thursday call how many folks were using it. And a few people had it testing and running, but nothing obviously. No one's jumping right
I mean,
in.
are we ready for another mass Windows migration now?
Well, no, listen, I didn't say that. I'm just saying there's a few people working it. Of course, they're going to release it. They want to have that availability, right? And they got to start pushing in that direction to make sure that the fixes get worked out. I don't think I'd want to be the first one on it.
No. Imagine all the vendors that you have to check for compatibility right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I heard from Mrs. Patterson that there's a movie filming by you. Did you know that?
Yes. Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell are in town shooting a movie. Yeah, they've
Like
been around.
literally next door, almost.
Yep. Right down. You know the major highway, Route 1 there, where I see Shannon behind you.
Shannon, you want to come say hello?
I was just like,
Why don't you come in? Come on over. I got a chair for you. Say hello.
She didn't look busy. You just interrupted her. Hey, Shannon.
Ken, hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. This is I don't want to date Shannon too much, but Shannon is one of the first great people I met as an MSP coming into events.
Autotask a long time ago.
Yeah, and she was actually the one of the main reasons why I got involved with Datto and then brought them into Team Logic and their whole entire thing way back when. Of course, she was only 12 at the time, so.
So Ken couldn't be here, so we wanted to bring him into the mix.
Nice.
Give him that trade show feel.
Get him out of
Yeah,
that
and
closet. What is he doing in there?
Yeah, we are live, and I'm in my closet with all my hockey equipment. This is my closet is my office. This is my office.
Good. Good to see you, Ken. We
You
missed
too,
you.
Sharon. Miss you too.
See that? Lots of people here.
Yeah, so Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell are basically a mile down the road. They blocked off a building that is right next to a mall that's kind of a bit run down, but the building they're in is an old Sears Auto that shut down. So I'm guessing they're using the inside of the building and maybe the parking lot for some of the shooting. But yeah, Ryan Reynolds is definitely my man crush, so I may have to go down there and say hello.
You hear that? See, you can learn something new on the show today. Forget about exchange. Ryan Reynolds. You're gonna have to start sending Ken Ryan. Forget the Gronkowski and the Brady jersey. We're gonna start sending you Ryan Reynolds on a T-shirt. What do you think?
There you go. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell. I actually met Will Ferrell very briefly at his what do they call the movie openings when they do the movie openings and the red carpet?
Debut. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in California and they were doing the red carpet for Kicking and Screaming. And everybody's coming down the carpet. They're all dressed up. I also met, what's his name? Was it, oh God, the coach for the Bears there, Mike Ditka. Mike Ditka was there. He actually talked to us a lot, but then everybody's dressed up. They're wearing tuxes. And then all of a sudden you see Will Ferrell get out. He's huge, by the way. He gets out and he's wearing an orange jumpsuit with the the 3 stripes down the side, a velour orange jumpsuit.
It fits him.
It fits him. And he's like, and this is before he was really super popular. I mean, he was just getting started with movies coming out of SNL. But yeah, he was really cool. All casual wearing this. They had all the all the channels, doing the interviews and stuff. And then he turned around and was like, "What's up, guys?" And I'm just like, what am I doing here? Like, it was just, we went out for work doing a job and we ended up eating at Hard Rock and this was right next door.
Wow.
So yeah, well, that's my Will Ferrell story. He was pretty cool. And
did you know what the name of this film that's being recorded is?
No, they won't. They're not talking about the name of the film. They never do when they're doing the film, unless it's like a sequel or something. Like Black Panther's being filmed here too for some reason. I don't know why. There's nothing here that relates to Black Panther, but they just announced that the
Huh.
filming of the next Black Panther movie is being done in this area, like Lynn, my old place. And they did film other movies there, but I can't see Black Panther why that would be filmed there.
Well, it sounds like they had to have security if they went to Lynn.
Yeah, you know that. But yeah, there was a Bruce Willis movie that was filmed there where he was like I won't even remember. Anyways, there was other movies filmed there before, and obviously Who's Your Daddy with Adam Sandler was filmed in Lynn too. With
That was great. I love that movie.
Almost all the clips of them, like when they drove into the car and the couple got out, that was in the car fooling around. They jumped out of the car and chased them. That was on a little side street in Lynn. The diner that they were outside, peeing on, that's in Lynn. Like there's all these little places that they did in Lynn and around the area. So it was kind of interesting, but didn't get to meet any of them.
Private security, lots of private security.
Yeah, well, my son's ex-girlfriend's dad used to drive for them, so he would be the one driving them around in his limo and stuff. So that was kind of cool.
That is cool. So where can people find Ken Patterson next?
Channel Strong, baby. Channel Strong. We'll be doing our swing through the West Coast in Vegas and Utah and Denver. So yeah, we're gonna have some and Phoenix, and obviously Scottsdale. We talked about the big. But yeah, man,
California, almost.
Yeah. So we're gonna have we're gonna be out there as usual, and then like I mentioned, DattoCon and IT Nation are probably the next ones to follow after that. And of course, coming to a screen near you on MSP Initiative.
Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 o'clock Eastern time.
Well, Thursdays, you usually have your guests on.
Well, it's because you're doing too much on Thursdays. You're doing the community call, and you're like, there's only so many hours in the day. I understand. So, for everyone else out there, appreciate you for chiming in. Stay tuned to the social feeds, because whatever I can record live, push out to the channels, I will. If you're not here at the show, and stay tuned for anything that's. I'm going to try and sneak a Gary Vee in. Hopefully I don't get in trouble, but
yeah, you got to get
I won't ask. I'll just,
Hey, give Rex a hard time for not coming over in time.
Hold on. Time out. 30 seconds.
Uh-oh. Oh, man. He's going to go hunt down Rex right now.
I found him. See that? I wasn't going to end the show without pulling him on here. He's coming.
He ran.
Yeah, he tried to run. Here you go. Here's Ken on the line for you, buddy. Come on down. You're the next contestant.
You're missing out. Listen, I can't get the invite the week before. You got to give me some time. I know you miss me. And Craig, I'm going to fault a little bit, but not you. It's going good, I hear. I hear things are going great.
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't hold the bar down by myself. How am I supposed
to
do
that? And I know Craig goes to bed early, so you're all even George goes to bed early. Tell George to introduce you to Alec, and he'll hang out with you. By the way, we're live.
Alex the night out here. I
know
what I'm good. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm not.
Hey, so we're live, by the way, Rex. This is the show that we do every Tuesday. So Rex, say hello to the audience.
Hey, audience.
Our illustrious Academy leader.
Do you want to do a quick plug on the Academy? Tell them about it.
Oh, sure. Does everybody know C-Level? So I've been coaching MSPs for 10 years, specifically helping MSPs grow and mature. PAX8's like, yeah, we need that for our partners. So I don't know, somebody did some sweet talking and I sold C-Level to PAX8. Now I'm the VP of PAX8 Academy, charged with kind of helping each MSP wherever they are, wherever maturity level they're at, meet them there and say, how do we get you to the next level? We have kind of like a gym membership is what we're building in PAX8 Academy, right? You could go in and find some self-service content and use the machines yourself, or you can kind of go to a spin class where there's sort of an instructor-led class of some sort, or you can get the personal trainer. And that's sort of the C-Level branded services within PAX8 at this point.
Nice.
I don't know if there's any
Nice.
questions.
Well, it's all, we have a few people on the chat part of it, but everything else just gets released live from the recording. But if you guys are in Jersey and you're at Build IT, Build It, you want to come out and check out Rex, make sure you guys go to the PAX8 booth, say hello. Other than that, you can reach out to Rex and connect with him on LinkedIn. He's definitely a knowledgeable and will help people out. Knowledgeable guy. Rex. Oh, I was gonna say, why did it say Rex on the other side like that?
Well, because they half the time the thing is backwards. So
That's true.
I got innovative. See, look, come here.
It's true. It's true.
Anybody know
Yeah.
this guy?
I don't know.
No idea.
I don't know.
You know Rex.
I don't think that George needs a name tag though. Everybody knows George.
Hey, no? Yeah? Huh?
Yeah. You're definitely a guy that people know. Rex, I wish I was there with you. I will see you at the next event for sure. I think Rex is going to come out and visit us on the tour at a couple spots, maybe.
I was
Hopefully.
talking to
We're
him
trying to
about that.
decide which one or two I want to go to.
So, yeah, we'll definitely get him out for a couple of those. And George, I'm going to let you wrap up the show.
All right. Thanks
Thanks,
everyone
Rex.
for watching. This session was recorded on mspinitiative.com under sessions. You'll find it later on today. Keep your eye on all of the channels. I am going to stream, hopefully Liberty Island, hopefully Gary V. Shh, I won't ask for permission, maybe for forgiveness. So without further ado, stay tuned Tuesdays, Thursdays, 1 o'clock Eastern time, live or online all day long. Thanks everyone. Catch you next time.